the time we started a Tavern. This is how that opens up, by the way. Hey guys, welcome back to Tavern Talk. I'm Vito, that's Ellie, and that's Chris. Hi.
Hi.
Tonight's
Hi.
topic is Blank Sheet. The experiences of being a new player. And kind of first time fresh experiences for all of us. So, starting us off tonight, why don't we talk about our first ever D&D campaigns that we've ever been a part of in any capacity. So, Chris, do you want to crack at that one?
Sure. First campaign I was part of was maybe back in middle school. And it was fun, actually. There was a... Oh boy, it was just a party of... We had an artificer, we had... Oh wait, we had an artificer, we had a paladin, we had a... I think a cleric? Probably a cleric. And, hold on. We had a monk. There we go, that's another one. We had a wizard, but only for one session. The wizard had to leave. So, there was... And I was a rogue. Big mistake, by the way, for a starting character. To try to have a complex character with no written backstory. Because I wasn't told I actually had to have a written backstory or anything. So my first actual like D&D experience was more like it was more like here, show up and play the game. And it wasn't really as narratively focused, but the thing is it kind of was narratively focused. So I feel like it would have been nice to have had kind of like a moment with the DM to like actually set up my character and be told what to do. But nope, I had a blank sheet of character who was a rogue, and I was only given pointers of how rogues acted, so obviously I had a very poor time trying to mesh with the party. Yeah. Any questions, Vito?
Let's see, my first experience was years ago. So I started out as a player. Like, I played a few sessions in this Wedge Marches server. It was this, like, 2E adjacent system. You know, the DM helped me make my character, and it was very, what's the word? It was very strict with the rules.
Oh, Adrian.
Yes, Star, who should be doing his homework. Hello.
Yeah, go do your homework.
Yeah, Adrian, go do your homework. Like a good boy.
I was just stopping by, man. Wanted to see what was going on in here. You know?
We're talking about our first time ever playing or DMing D&D. What was your first experience like since we have you?
So, I have two in terms of both first time playing and first time DMing. I actually started as a DM because a bunch of us were just like, oh, why not, you know? You should try it. You might be good at it. And it was in my friend's basement. We were all just hanging out, and he had like all the manuals and stuff. I didn't read a single one. I ended up DMing for 3.5 hours, and it was an absolute chaotic mess because I was pretty much making up the rules as I went. I didn't understand different dice. I only thought that the D20 and the D6 existed because that's all he had. I used a quarter for some things to just flip. I think it was kind of like your typical high fantasy thing because that's all I really thought D&D was about. And what that did, I think that cemented for me improvisation and what I wanted to do as a DM, and what kind of clicked for me is because I had probably the most fun in a long time when I first hit that DM session. When I first hit that session with them. I mean, again, it's more of like me experimenting with improvisation and being like, well, how far can I take a certain idea that has no basis No one knows what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Let's see how many hours this could make sense for everybody standing right next to me. So that was my first DM session. My first player experience was, I think it might have been Estrella. And we know how that usually goes.
Yeah. Number
Estrella
crunchers.
was very chaotic. Yeah, it kind of put me off to the whole player idea because a lot of it was sitting in a call next to people who had a lot more experience than me and were very, very good at the technical aspect of D&D, which is something I don't enjoy at all. Having high damage characters and super efficient kits from the manuals is cool, but to me there's no fun in that, and I just kind of let D&D Beyond pick whatever the hell it wanted for me, and then I picked things that sounded cool. So my first real character was Aaron Dallas back then, and that
Wow.
sheet is a fucking mess.
That thing is old too. You know what I
Yeah,
just
it's old. I
found
still
on my
have it.
computer? I found the old files, Meryl Aquin and all that shit that I pulled from Estrella.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, So my first experience as a player, like I was saying, was fucking awful. I enjoyed playing. It was a fun game, but there were a lot of things that make me a much more empathetic DM now. There's a whole thing I have with if something's not making you comfortable, I will cut it out completely. Or cut it to whatever makes you comfortable. Because my first game, everybody here knows, as well as anyone who's known our group for a long time. I said as if we had fans. I'm ophidophobic.
I'm a fan.
I have a huge fear of snakes. Major. Can't look at pictures. And one of the major things the DM did, right in the middle of the general chat, is he's like, here's what you're looking at. And he posted a picture of a box full of snakes. To the point where I physically wasn't able to look at general chat for a good hot while. And I was like, could you maybe put a spoiler over that? I was like, or could you delete it when you're done using it just so I could use general? And the DM went, no, fucking grow a pair, man. And I was like, alrighty. So that put me off. There were a few other things. There were a few guys from that group that were like, this DM is a rat and we don't like him. So we ended up leaving, and that actually segued perfectly and entirely into my first time as a DM. Because the reason nobody wanted to leave is because we didn't have another DM. We were like, well, what are we gonna do? So I was like, I could DM. And me and those 3 other players ended up being the first 4 players in the Estrella server. Before it was a West Marches. And then we kept bringing people in, and eventually turned it into a bunch of one-shots, because we were like, fuck it. We got so many people, we can't run a 12-person group. Or at least not every time. And then my first time as a DM, I focused on 2 things which I hope bled into my style well enough, which were comfort of my players and player enjoyment, as well as attention to detail. So something I really enjoy doing is putting little connections and little connectors between things, fleshing out characters through little dots that connect. But that's why I ended up enjoying character work as a DM, putting little hints through a character's actions, little quirks and ticks. I was a very player-focused and character-focused DM for a while. What are you smirking about something?
Wake up.
Oh.
Hello?
No, never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't mind me, man.
But it's been a wild ride though. I agree with you, which is why I get very cagey sometimes about mechanics. where I'm like, I gotta put certain players on reins because I've dealt with the like guy who's like, hey, I can use telekinetic to eviscerate someone off the planet by throwing a pebble, and I'm like, pardon? Like those min-max and munchkins is what I call them, and they're
Yeah.
the worst. I love them so much. They were so funny, and they were always funny about it. But like, if I had to have another power build, I was going to absolutely kick a wall. So, let's ask the important question to the most recent new player. Ellie, what was your first experience with D&D like to you? And don't be nice.
So I think the first time I ever played was that one shot, like in your common room, and that was wild. I don't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I knew a lot less. So I think I kind of just looked through the character sheets, and they were all kind of pre-made characters. Did you make them, or did you find those somewhere?
I found them. Kind of got the...
Yeah. It was a bunch of kind of general characters that were set up for a one shot, and I kind of just picked the one that sounded good, and I was like, you know what, that's a sick name, that's a cool profile picture, that sounds good. And then yeah, I think I really struggled for all of the combat parts of everything. Still not my favorite thing to do. I don't know, I don't love combat. But the one thing I really did love about it was like some sort of weird moss knight that could talk to animals. And I just ended up kind of exploiting that power like way beyond anything that it should have been used for. We were like sending the squirrels. I think at one point we were talking to rocks or something. I don't know if it was animals or inanimate objects, but I remember being like, yo, like, what's up? Like, do you hear these enemies? And I think there was one point where you had to like kind of nip it in the bud and be like, yeah, the rock didn't respond because it didn't want to talk to you.
I remember you specifically saying something about having all the tattoos.
Oh,
So,
right,
one
it
of
was
with animals.
Mhm.
Speak with an animate object.
Yeah, it was like a tattoo based thing, so you had like a tattoo that correlated with a power.
Oh my god.
And I was I think the better question is how much the other players enjoyed playing that campaign with me. It was really interesting. But
I
yeah,
thought
it was
fun. I know Chris has thoughts about the game. He didn't like
Oh,
the
do
system.
tell.
He didn't like the system itself. It wasn't you, it wasn't the player. It was
Well-
the system and the way it was run.
Chris is like, wait a minute, no, it was you actually.
I just
Yeah,
thought.
Chris.
Yeah, like fuck you. No.
Okay.
What it was what it was the system. Was the horses? I don't know. There was a lot of moving.
Yeah.
There was a lot of it just felt so
right, because they
pointless
kept
to
getting
me
killed off, right?
because we had our orders. We had to like move around and respond. I think the whole thing was like a trial run, from what I understood.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just for me, if I don't feel engaged with my character, I don't care. And I think that's like big. It's like if I don't feel like I'm doing anything to progress a plot line or an objective, I feel like I'm playing a board game and not D&D. Like D&D to me feels like improv and a story and some other stuff.
Mhm.
And like kind of like mutual story building. What that one felt was like a board game, like like the game of life where you land on a square and then you have to deal with a problem.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what it felt
And that's
like.
like
to me. That's fair.
Would it have been fun? Yes, but I didn't know the system well enough, and it felt weird trying to role play when we had such bare bones nothing.
I agree.
I think we also turned it into like a bit of a gag. after a while. I think I remember us trying to like kill off Ruben's horse and oh, was it your horse? Yeah, well, it was deserved to whoever's horse it was. But I it
My
was
horse.
definitely like what?
You ate it.
You ate
What was
my
stupid horse?
You ate
Maybe
my
we were
horse.
hungry.
Where am I gonna go? My transportation is gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a lot, like Chris was saying, it's a lot less like we just didn't have the time to build the characters. They were kind of bare bones set up. And so I think that makes it easier to just turn it into a bit of a joke, which I didn't mind for that because it was just a one shot. Like it wasn't like there was serious commitment.
Right.
But definitely very different from Phoenix's, which was my first real campaign.
Right.
No.
Your first
Really?
real one was
First real
Lions.
campaign was Lions.
Yeah. And that's the one where
Wait.
you really yeah. Lions.
Who
The
was I?
dry
Wait,
one.
I completely forget.
You were
Oh,
not Africa.
Yeah.
wait,
That one's buried in the weeds.
hang on. I gotta dig this up. I completely forget doing this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I do remember.
Well, it's
But I was
No Hands Girl was
Some-
in it.
who?
that's
Oh,
not a
you're
great way
right.
to
That is a
describe her.
different
That
one.
Sounds terrible.
Then there's Guy Who Wanted to Die Riku.
Yep. That was rough.
That was
Riku.
that was a brutal campaign.
Riku, last name Seppuku.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, I
No,
think.
don't do that. But
What
like,
was her name?
I don't
Your character?
remember. I remember.
Yeah, I
Wait.
completely forget who I played.
It was like it was a not Japanese name. Like kind of.
yeah.
Kaya?
What was it?
Kaya?
Kai. Yeah, that sounds about right. 'Cause I
Kaya.
know Ruben
Something
played, I
with
think,
K.
someone like Seno or something.
That was Ruben.
Oh my god,
And
he
then
did.
Takara
No,
Kazari.
Shika.
Takara Kazari, nice to meet you. That was iconic. I did love Takara Kazari.
Don't worry, we'll be seeing something like that soon.
Oh no.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up because
No.
it's been a while.
Oh no, is crazy. But that campaign.
Oh my god, yeah, we got the rest in peace, the hands, we killed them off.
But that was a campaign that was the reason why we thought of you for Phoenix's, actually, Ellie. Because immediately
Yeah, it's
after
our
watching
debut
your
role.
roleplay with Chris, Mel and Adrian turned around and they're like, we gotta play with
We
Ellie."
had some pretty good moments in that
did.
campaign.
We
For
did.
what
It was
For how short it was an amazing campaign.
like we
It
had
was.
some good our characters were like falling apart near the end, which was interesting.
oh for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I
but
mean,
You
that's
became
how-
like an arsonist to a degree. And
okay, that is justified, honestly. It was only one time, if I recall correctly. It could have been 2 times.
I remember
But I-
Takara was struggling with being a leader because he didn't know how to keep everyone safe or
Oh, that's true.
or make like the tough calls.
I don't think my character was helping with that.
I think
If I
yeah, but I
committed
think that was
better to
awesome.
it, I think we could have had something really golden, but I just could not motivate the right way, and it is on me that we lost this campaign. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, no, but like the thing is,
Nah.
I think the only again, and we've already dug this to the dirt.
Mm,
The only big issue I think that we ran into was running into the witch so early.
yeah, I think that's what
Because-
did it
Right.
for us.
Also, I do feel like, and this one was probably the only thing that kind of annoyed me. It made sense that she knew, but it felt OP that the witch knew our names
Mm. No, you're right.
because the only weakness a witch has is that they
Is that
don't
they
know your
know
name.
your name. Yeah.
But the
Oh,
witch
right.
the veil everything all the time. So it makes sense why she knew. It's just like also kind of like how do you even why is that witch not the most powerful witch in the continent?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's it did get a little stupid after it jumped the shark on my part. I'll be honest, that did jump the shark.
I think it would make sense if the witch could surveil people like seismically, but not know what they actually are saying.
Yeah, it would have been better that
And
way.
then
Yeah.
we could have probably
Gotten out of that
had
one
the
easier.
because I feel I like what it did narratively, like where it put our characters, but it did feel like
It
oh
felt forced.
well there goes our cold code. We did suck at the code names, I will admit, but
It's true.
It did suck. Yeah,
never
but
said our
like
names in front of the witch.
to make your
Not our shining
choices
moment.
completely void with that is just that was a big blunder, not a small blunder.
Again, don't hold it again. It's just more like a.
It's a learning experience. No, I'm with you.
It's a learning thing, I
I
think,
think
yeah.
the Riku change was a big issue
Yeah.
in terms of like we put a lot of effort into it was a bit of an ouchie.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
think
I
that
think
was hard for me specifically,
yeah.
just because it like kind
Well,
of
it also didn't
set
really
my
make sense because
Mm.
for me, I felt like the witch had a very specific set of powers, and that specific set of powers was kind of influencing things through plants.
Yeah. So it would have been
I wasn't sure how mind control really fit in there,
mm,
especially with Riku.
yeah, I mean there look, I'm not gonna defend it, like you could make the connection with Cordyceps, but it would have been like a very far-fetched one. So it wouldn't have made
Oh,
sense.
that is
Well,
well, that
no.
is kind of the connection that we kind of tried to go on, right? That was
That
the
would
path.
work essentially, but it was a little too much, too far reaching in my opinion. Like when you and this is the way I like to design, when you design something, you design from a point. And you got to be very specific with that point. Cuz if you branch out too far, then things get muddled essentially. It's like
Well, I'm
mm,
sorry. Please
no, you
keep going because I need to cough.
oh, okay. It's like me saying, "Oh, I have, you know, storm powers." It's like, okay, what does that mean? Oh, I can control wind, I can control clouds, I can control lightning, I control water, I control ice because I control water. It's like, okay, now you're just branching out. You
No,
know, it's
yeah.
like you're putting too many hats on a character. If you want to have someone with storm powers, I'd say pick 3 max. Wind, water, lightning. Done. And you gotta make it very base level for all 3. Or you can hyper specify into one. Really go into that lightning aspect. But not every lightning user is good with fire. You know what I mean? It's like, just because it's adjacent or it's connected doesn't mean you automatically get it unless you justify it. You know?
Yeah, I was also gonna say though, despite Lions being, unfinished, and like it
Heavily
ended up
flawed.
not, it ended up not being done, but I'm happy it happened in every way it did
I
because it was
agree.
such a good experience for me.
Yeah, me too.
I loved how the story went, and there were a lot of impactful moments.
Yeah.
A lot of like
Mhm.
trial and again a lot of trial and error that, but it was like growth too. Like okay, we had a shock factor, and then another like again it was all just like very experimental, and I liked that about it. I think
Mm,
when you're trying something new or different sometimes,
you gotta
or
fuck with
trying
it.
to work with you take the risk and you have great moments, and I feel like there when the moments were great, they were great.
Mm,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I am never going
I
to say that
really
I wish Lions didn't happen. That is the one thing you'll never catch me saying. I very much did like the idea that I was able to develop more with you guys, and it also showed me where you guys lie. You know, it gave me a baseline for you guys, and it gave me expectations, which is why I was so excited to start Phoenixes with you guys, because I knew there was something that we could do, you know? and I knew that we could have a truly insane campaign going. And like, yeah, Phoenix's has been on hiatus for far too long. I apologize. But also,
Sorry.
the
Should've muted for that.
Cybermosa campaign, pretty fucking good.
I think Cybermosa is just a good change of pace from Lions and Sparrows right now,
I think
because
so.
it's so fast, high tech, and you get to be a player, you get to recharge.
Yeah.
Also,
Which is fun.
I like playing with you as a player.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
Thank you.
And I think it's just I think it's great that not all of us have to be there for Toronto.
Yeah.
Phoenix is great, but like there's no reason that we can split the party.
Yeah. Well,
Unless. Wait, actually? Hear me out.
here
For
we go.
Phoenixes, we could do like whoever schedules a line that we notice, like split the party in that way so that they
Yeah.
can have their own chapters together, which could be interesting in
Yeah.
its own right for something. But you can't do that frequently.
No.
For
Right.
for like Cybermosa, all our characters are on contract to an extent and can be called in on the drop of a hat, which is so convenient about having the city as a setting.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that was easy to run with Sparrows, which is why we could do two-person episodes so easily, is because I wasn't trying to make the landscape feel dangerous in Sparrows. It was the characters and the people in the landscape that were dangerous. Like, essentially what I was saying is, which is why I think Sparrows had so many sessions which are just like Adrian and Mel, or like Adrian and Alex, or like Mel and Alex. It's because when we did that, we always had the assumption if they're going to move to another town, we just have the other character catch up in the next town or go do their own thing. Because A, the characters were relative to everyone in the world to the point where if they got caught by roadside bandits, they weren't going to get fucked. The problem is, it didn't make the world travel feel threatening. It didn't make it feel like, oh, the world is out to get me. It made it, okay, the people are out to get me. You know, if I run into this bounty hunter, then I'm fucked. But we could walk around pretty safely. It's a nice climate. In Valken, the travel is supposed to be dangerous, so having one person catch up with you in the next town doesn't really work for setting up threats thematically. So we would either have to have you guys muck about a town that you're already in, or we would have to have some plot point where the party gets, like, forcefully separated. Oh boy, here comes
I really like
Bethesda.
that about Valkyrie too.
I do like Valken.
Valken is so cool.
It's such a nice change of
I
pace.
think it's also it's really interesting for my character because I think like the big difference between this campaign and then the Rubio one was that I feel like I actually have a character who has a backstory that makes sense now. In this campaign, the other campaign, I think to some degree, like she had some personality traits, but they weren't really stemming from anything. I think her backstory was just pretty lacking. But I think what's interesting with this new campaign is just that Ren has so much going on and it affects the way she interacts with her environment. So I think my old character, you could have stuck her in any environment and kind of the same reaction, but that's very different with Ren because she has so much that's been built on her backstory. So now that we're in Valken, she's like, I mean, she has no idea what to do with herself because none of the things that were important to her have any effect on the people here. So that's been interesting to play.
Like the dynamics between Aya and Rin. I think they're
really
so.
like that. The other thing I want to say,
I think they're one of
I
the
love Rin.
most compelling relationships. Yeah, yeah. Rin is
Rin
honestly
is just like, she has done so much for my world building that you guys have no idea about right now, but just the tea factor.
I hope you're putting her in like a palace.
You know, like Rin, the founder of Sanchai Motors, of course.
Yeah, Rin.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sanchai Exotic.
I love
Sanchai
that. It's beautiful.
But it's like, I love, like, I can't get enough of the world building I get to do because of Rin. Like, the different kinds of teas themselves were interesting for me to make. the tea shop that was
I really
fully
enjoyed
served
that.
by like birds. That's the type of world
The bird communication moment we
Just
had
the-
wordlessly was awesome. The fact that
It was lovely.
genuinely above table people didn't get what you were doing and I was the only one who got it too was awesome. Because it felt
Wait, but-
so in character. It was a moment where like the in character and the out of character sank up to like these birds understand each other.
Yes. And I love the idea that we can have those world build, because the world building I like to do is one of two kinds. One is like super dark and like dreary and like messed up, fucked up.
Nice. Thanks for that.
And then
That kind of
and then the
world
other
building.
kind is like what I would call Ghibli style world building, where it's like super magical and like kind of wondrous, and you don't get everything explained right away, but it just gets to be fun. You know, your magical tea shop.
That's what I really liked about the tea thing. Yeah, exactly.
You know, your bears
Like,
that sell you
that's-
scents that you know, smell like home. Avian Zaza. You know, like that one village in the spirit realm.
No, yeah, that was a really peaceful and nothing really happened in that village at all. It's actually a pretty forgetful session.
I think it's really funny in that tea house that instead of being pleased that her outfit was better after drinking the tea, she was horrified that there was anything to fix in the first place. That tells me so much.
That's awesome. But that's the other thing that I love about Rin is she really, her and now Kiyoshi, two of my favorite characters, because I saw you lock in with them in real time. Like, you know, these two characters could absolutely be played completely for gags and jokes and giggles in other campaigns, and just
Chris.
the way that Ellie runs them is just so profound and like perfect and
Thank you.
beautiful to me. It's just amazing. Like, Kiyoshi
Stop.
could just be some emotionless brute who's just, oh god, Chris is dying. Chris, don't die.
Chris is dying.
But like,
Kiyoshi,
she could absolutely
I'd-
be an
I'd like to-
emotionless brute. Yeah. What's up? You want to?
I'd like to take this moment to apologize for my earlier actions. Since Chris is already dying over there. Oops. I did
Listen,
not.
when you said hold the line, and I was like, oh, got it, we leave him. You're like, no, this is not what I meant. This is not. Because Vito, this man has endlessly told me that what he wants most is a hold the line moment, and then he said something, and it triggered my little caveman brain. And I'm like, this is Mako's last. I understand now. Let it go. And you were like, no, don't let me
I see you
go.
guys go down the thing, and they're like, all right, we're safe down here. And then Mako's like, all right, I'm good. It's like, all right, let's drive off without Mako.
We're all
And
like,
then you just hear,
well,
ah, from the top
die.
floor. Just, ah.
Like Vito, the funniest part is that you realize like this is completely like it was a reasonable thing to think.
No,
You were like,
It was.
You're good.
Well, I think
Bad communication. on my
Mako's so interesting. Mako's so interesting to interact with, like from Kyoshi's point of view. Because especially like that right before that moment when you're like blowing up the wall and Mako's like, I'm just gonna jump in front of Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi's built like a fucking brick. Like nothing's gonna happen to Kiyoshi. And Mako's just like, I don't know, in my mind, like this kind of somewhat
The
frail
term
little
is
sniper who's just like
didn't know I knew he was gonna say it too. I'm a big,
I
strong
wasn't
boy,
gonna
and
say
you
it, but
can't
since it's
say
on the table.
But
I don't know,
Glad
yeah,
you guys
I
like
really-
the campaign.
I
The
love it.
funniest
It's
part
so
is that
fun.
I still haven't given Mako Wendy's number.
Yeah.
Okay, because
I could have done it at any point. It just hasn't come up.
it's
If this was a less serious campaign, it would have been like, Mr. Senzaki, because for pity points,
It's not.
could I get her now?
The when we first started
Ah!
writing for this, and Vito handed over the kind of the reins for Cybermosa, I didn't want to run it as serious as I usually run things. I mean, it still has, obviously from last session, things get a little serious.
Yeah, screw you guys. By the way, not
Screw
cool.
who? Just me or everyone else?
All of you.
Mostly just you.
Yeah, real. But
You wrote it. Mel too, but she's not on here to suffer for her actions, so
real.
you just have to
That's
pass
fine.
that on.
When I was
We're
writing
annoying.
everything, I was kind
That
of
was devastating.
like
Sorry.
maybe get apprehensive towards like making everything so serious and all this stuff, but I feel like that's where I kind of, again, oh my god, segue! What a segue! When I first started doing all this stuff with D&D, I liked having. I always saw people play with such a goofy demeanor, and I thought that was really fun. But at a certain point, I got tired of seeing it, and every game would end up having the same jokes, the same setting, where I just started, hey, what if it was just a horror movie that we could play?
Dude, you know what that
or
reminds me of?
Yeah.
It's like when Scooby-Doo did that one Blair Witch crossover, and it was actually
Oh
kind of
my
good.
God, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
seen
It's
that
like, that
one.
was dark as fuck.
Well, it wasn't totally dark, but you do get to see them like actually get scared that they're lost in the woods and like that they're not going to get out. And I think that's really interesting that they do that. But it's like they have the same gags, they make fun of the gags, but like the gang is actually starting to like lose it from being in such close proximity and being like, am I going to get out of this woods now? And like it gets like kind of fucked up. But like that's an official thing they did. They did like an official Scooby-Doo, like classic Scooby-Doo Blair Witch Project crossover.
Mm.
And I feel like I don't know. I felt that was kind of relevant. I don't know.
No, it is, because it's like taking characters that you have already established. I mean, we didn't start very serious. We started again with that kind of tasteful, super stylized noir type feel with the gangsters and everything. We're starting to move into more, again, with all the story after all of my testing sessions, starting to have more, foundation and base for all of our character stories. But putting them in these situations where, like, consequences happen, and it's not just happy-go-lucky escape from a heist,
Yeah.
shoot down a helicopter type stuff, where it's like, oh shit, because I imagine none of you are really expecting anyone to die
No.
so soon.
No.
Right, that was a little bit left field.
Scared the shit
No.
out of me,
It was
to be
completely left field.
Yeah.
You could tell it was taking me a minute to process what was happening. You pointed
Oh
it
yeah, I
out.
made a whole edit out of it. Just
honest. Orange swirl.
I wish you'd done it as just like doesn't get it, gets it.
yeah.
I love how he could read me too.
It's
He's like, oh god, it's Adrian. He's gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know me very well.
Oh, Adrian,
it's also so
what
fun.
are you doing out of the mines? What out of the birthday mines? Get back in there.
Out of the
Get
what?
The birthday mines. Get back in there and cook some.
He wants it.
The birthday mines? Dude, I've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
writing
No.
in my head of what I need to do.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
the thing too about playing with new players, because you guys are still relatively new to me as players.
Yeah.
Vito not included, but it's refreshing to see new faces and having to judge, I guess, not only boundaries, because that's a very important part, but how you guys roleplay. There's very different nuances with each of you that I can bounce off of, and it's really entertaining, especially since I don't really write stuff down unless I'm planning a few sessions ahead for convenience. Like all this roleplay and stuff with different characters, having you guys actually have conversation is so fun. It's like Kiyoshi with Wendy is one of my favorite ones, where it's just like, I mean, they're like good friends, I guess, but they're not. She's kind of tired of it.
I've been thinking about this a lot. I love their relationship because Kiyoshi is a terrible friend. And I was talking to Chris about this. Kiyoshi is such a bad friend, but like, she would also die for Wendy. She's just also just a terrible friend and not a great person either. And it's so fun to play because she's just... I just love their dynamic. Like, I do feel like it's very, like kids don't ever engage in a friendship like that. Like Wendy's absolutely being used like the whole time, but at the same time, like you can tell, like, I mean, like from how I play the character, I think that Kyoshi would like absolutely take a bullet for Wendy.
Can we
She
talk
just
about the sheer amount of Renata x fucking Kiyoshi fan art that was generated from that one moment in the
Damn. Come on. All right. Listen. Another thing.
Renashi was so funny.
Another thing of DMing for new players is realizing how far they take things.
The ship
listen,
is finally taking off. I knew it.
listen. That is my bad because okay, let me explain my
You're
actions.
bad.
I have I have an audience here and I'd like to explain myself. So here's how here's how I meant it to come out. So okay, before the session,
Came out
I'd like to
alright.
preface with it did come out. Yes, it did. I would like to say that I do think it's kind of funny that Kiyoshi's a diehard homophobe. But like it wouldn't be gay if she had sex with a girl. Just throwing that out there. Like that's like
This is
that is
backwards
that
loop.
is that is canon. I really like that about her.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
like to think of her sort of like as a Donald Trump of of characters, just in that way. But
I get it. No, I get
No.
it.
I
Yeah.
understand.
I think okay. So back to explaining myself and my actions. First of all, I'd like to apologize for everyone's ears, including my own. I did not expect that.
No,
So-
the thing is, I
Yeah.
knew you didn't mean to say it,
Yeah, we
but my
knew it.
job was just
And we just
wrong.
wanted to
I was
harp
like,
on it.
I was like, shit. So okay, the way I meant it to come out was I meant to be like making fun of Renata, because at this point Kiyoshi's still fucking drunk, like hungover maybe at more at this point, but she's just walked into this dealership covered in vomit. Somehow they haven't noticed because apparently we got a clean T-shirt after. I didn't catch that, but my bad. But I meant it to come off as like this is a whole new side of Renata that she's never seen. And granted, I do think this would have been better for their relationship, but Renata went and got blown up, so it doesn't really matter.
Did you
Yeah.
But but just the what I was saying was just that the way I meant it to come across, she's never seen this side of Renata. Like she kind of barely knows Renata, and she's like gone and like she did like such a good job at like playing like this like stuck up like super wealthy like princess basically. And so the way I meant it to come out was like making fun of that, but at the same time I was trying to do Kiyoshi's accent.
I feel like it would have been worse if you
came out
called her princess.
Oh, it would have 100%. Well, I meant to. Yeah, I'm glad I. Help. I meant her to be making fun of it, and then I was like, I meant her to be making fun of like the way she talked, but then I was like, I realized the accent was off, and I was like, shoot, like I need to fix the accent. And I was trying to fix the accent, and I forgot to fix the words, and I was like, well, I guess we're going back to my place after this because there's no coming back from that. It
I
was
had to
terrible.
take a minute in that middle of the session. Just it's
Yep.
okay.
I,
That's you know.
that was
It happens.
that
These
was
things
truly
happen in war.
unfortunate.
Those blunders, those blunders are things that can happen.
it was awesome,
It was great,
and
and I would not change a thing.
I found it extremely entertaining. So
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
and it
worth
helps you build your long-lasting relationship with Renata. So
Well,
we
we're
can
not
start
one.
moving
Well, not
on
anymore.
developing this relationship, right?
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going in the background for each of your characters because getting
What's
back into
funny is that I low-key also foreshadowed Renata's death by accident. Not like quite. but
How?
She
more
heavily
just-
did it for
not-
me.
not-
She's
not
like, God,
quite,
why
but
would you
more just-
sacrifice yourself? I was like, huh.
more just she also did do that, but also just with how comfortable I was getting relying on Renata, like in the heist scene where I just trusted her naturally to kill that guy while I
Mhm.
slid into the seat. It's showing
Yeah.
how this character is growing closer to this character, and I just thought it was so interesting how those things set up that climactic moment of, oh shit, we just lost someone that we were starting to vibe with.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of get that feeling across with one line, and Mako gave me that opportunity, which was awesome.
I was very happy with that line. But
What was the line?
I remember asking,
was-
do you know how she wanted to be buried? Or, like, does she want to be buried or cremated? And his
And,
line was,
I like kind of look off and I kind of go in kind of like a disbelief. I go like, I didn't know her well enough, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Just-
Now I
Just-
remember.
that hurt.
I feel like that's such a. I feel like that's what hurts more about losing a character early too.
Yeah,
Mm.
we still
I
get
mean, it also sets up too. It sets up again because you guys. I've never DM for you guys, so it sets up the consequences of how do I DM? You guys already know my style and stuff, but how far do I push it? And I just iced someone, so like stakes are pretty high.
yeah.
And now we can start considering what that does for the whole dynamic of the actual game, where it's now I should start looking more at my health. I should start conserving ammo.
All right, guys,
Maybe
it's time to go Munchkin mode. Let's do it.
Goblin mode. No, but in all seriousness, I do agree with that, Adrian. I also noticed you are much more of a mulligan. Like, we've said this years ago, but you're more
A
of
what?
a mulligan. When
Oh,
you
yeah,
DM,
Brennan Lee Mulligan,
when
yeah.
Brennan Lee Mulligan. Yeah, because, like, yes, you are unforgiving, and yes, you will absolutely murk people. As he said in his new campaign, which I noticed you took some inspiration from, I'm guessing.
No, I haven't watched it.
Really?
Yeah.
So, basically, one of his players wanted to play an undead character
Mhm.
and ended up essentially telling him, like,
Oh fuck.
why don't we kill this person off and have them come back as undead during the game? So, like, I also
Huh.
love that it sets up the brutality of the world without being unfair. Because, I mean, while yes, you would absolutely murk us and slime us out, you would never do it in a way that was unfair or, like, I wouldn't say scripted, but you wouldn't do it
There's
in
a
a scripted way
reason.
without our permission.
Yeah, there'd be a reason for you guys to die. It's either you guys the odds are stacked against you and then just the dice don't roll, or it's a setup. There's a
Right.
story beat reason for it to happen.
Right.
Now that we're moving past this whole event, my plan is to get everybody going with this huge sum of money that we just got, which already paid out. How are we spending it, and where do our priorities lie? And I DM'd all of you with your options and what you guys wanted to do, and it's really cool to see what everyone's working on because everyone has such different ideas that match up with their character. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, the session's ready. It's just I didn't have time to
You're good.
sit down and play. I mean, no, I'm joking. It's 10:45.
Hold on.
Ah.
I mean,
I mean, Renata's dead, so I
was-
don't really need Mel here.
yeah. So what you saying?
I don't know what everyone else is doing, but I mean, sessions are. I have a good amount waiting just to be used at this point.
Yep.
We're contemplating starting a quickie session now. How would you feel?
Hell no.
No, it's okay. That's fine, man.
Man,
I'm almost falling asleep here.
It's alright,
I
dude.
pulled
What a sweet
I pulled an
bitch.
all-nighter.
My bad, bro.
No, I processed what you said that fast.
oh,
That
Nice.
slow. I'm not, dude, I'm not ready.
fair.
I mean,
Nah,
should we start closing out Tavern Talk then?
You
No.
want- Oh, okay.
No. Wow. All
Kill
right.
yourself, Chris.
I'm
Hey
just
man,
not
I was trying to work
Oh,
for you here.
you right now. but I'm like willing to like chill and talk, you know?
No, I
Okay.
get what you're
Let me
saying.
give us. Let me throw a question out there. Then. Let me throw a little, a little wrench in the mix. Right. I don't know if you guys covered this yet, but when you guys, with all the characters you guys have played so far, with both me and whatever other DMs you've had, Vito, if you played a campaign with Mel, what do you find is usually a very common thing that you do with your character, whether it be personality or mechanics? So for me, like a common theme of mine is they're always a little brash. Like they always have some kind of tongue on them, and they're just, they'll throw a little thing. It just varying levels of being sassy, and just kind of having, yeah, again, sarcasm, sass, that type of stuff. Yes, Vito, don't raise your hand, just speak.
I was gonna say, why don't we do what we think of our own characters and what we put into them, and then we could also go around and see what other people see from us repeatedly. Because I have a lot of things I see from you that I don't know if you also see, especially with Chris, which is surprising because I've played with him much shorter than you, but I see a lot of common things with his characters. The example I give is like, most of his characters have amazing comedic timing.
It's true.
Like, genuinely great comedic timing. Like, Harutaka fucking banger lines. Isam can be played for laughs and play for serious. And even Marty, like Marty is just fucking batshit hilarious to me.
I love Marty.
Marty's
Thank
so
you.
good. He's
I think for Isam I have to give a lot of credit to Rohai, I think, as straight man for a lot of his gags. Because Isam he can be funny, but he's nowhere near as funny without Rohai's discomfort.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
The
yeah, he's right. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Go. My bad.
oh wait, who's starting?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Wait, with fucking Discord lag? No.
Shoot. All right.
Ladder.
So I think
Um,
with my characters, I can see certain common themes for the ones that I like to create and the ones that I've made more recently versus the ones I've started with. So when I started playing D&D, I've always wanted to play like the badass character, the like martial artist all the fucking time. It's every single time. Now, and I think it's more not a power fantasy, but like a person fantasy is what I want to call it. I want to play someone that's able to actually help people. You know, like that's become a really big thing for me recently. Like just helping others. And like that's why I really love the self-sacrifice trope as well, which is why I bake it into a lot of my characters a little too much. But
oh, hold on, I got you.
yeah, exactly. But like I like it because you do literally everything you can with your life, and all of your life leads up to you giving it up to help people. And I think that's the most selfless thing a person can do. Which is why
I think that's especially interesting when it fails.
yeah.
Like with the last, like no offense, but
No.
that's a great character moment.
Yeah. Which is
think,
why it really did hurt watching Renata die. Because even though there's nothing I can do in the mechanics of the game, in character it shredded me. Because I'm like, even out of character, I was like, what did I do wrong? Because I was like, I wasn't watching enough. Sorry, Chris, you go for it. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, for me, a common theme I tend to have with all my characters, and the only one who kind of breaks the mold is kind of heroic has to be a trait that all my characters have had. And it's not like just like, oh, this is someone who does good. It's being heroic has been like just a trait in a lot of my characters, from my rogue to just and not just like a like the idea of, oh, we're all heroes here. It's like the portrayal of being heroic. It's like a paladin. I don't know, maybe I just played too many paladins or just something along those lines, but the only character who kind of breaks that mold is Harutaka Senzaki so far. But
Yeah, he's an ass.
he's an ass. And it's very selfish for most of what he wants to do. And his motivations are purely out of kind of self-interest, and any care he gets along the way is it's like a good quality, but he's not a hero. I feel like between Isom, who wants to save people by kind of becoming a historian and doing what's generally right because he was raised that way, and then Takara Kazuri, who wanted to be destined for greatness, right? And then I had you guys don't know this character. It was a Curse of Strahd campaign. Claude Saint Goodman is the funniest
my
parody
God.
character I could have come up with for this setting. Where basically everyone else in the party was a super emo, kind of like hyper edgy character. Claude Saint Goodman was the embodiment of putting SpongeBob in Curse of Strahd. Like, he was high charisma, like always trying to do the right thing, which obviously it was hard to rally these characters, but also he was kind of the only character driving the plot at some point because we needed to like help people to progress the story, and the other characters were so motivated that they were always having like trouble like working together. So it was interesting. And like he followed like a lot of hero tropes. Like he showed his backstory is he is kind of on a cart shipment, kind of escorting a bunch of like materials for an orphanage, right? And his cart gets ambushed by zombies. The cart guy dies. He takes up the sword, names it after the cart guy. The sword's named like Johnny or whatever. And his patron is the concept of good.
Real, honestly.
It's hilarious because his like luck ability is like directly tied to his sword. Like he had his whole awakening hero moment there. And he was supposed to be more obnoxious than I played him as, but he ended up being more likable than I anticipated because I guess everyone was just so hyper negative that he was supposed to contrast, but he fit really well, weirdly enough. He never knew about the pies that he ate, and I think that's good. I think that's good. And if you guys know the Curse of Strahd pies, you'll know what he ate. But he never will.
Oh my goodness.
Adrian, how much do you know about Curse of Strahd?
Mel? Hi.
Viewers, cover your ears for like the
We can
next
hear
5
you.
seconds. If you don't want to get spoiled about Curse of Strahd, I guess. But there are a bunch of witches, and they make pies out of children.
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
remember this.
So Claude Saint Goodman, the embodiment of good, ate one of those pies without knowing and never found out throughout the rest of the camp. He never knew. He never knew those were children, and it should stay that way for everyone's sake. But yeah, that's a common thread I have. It's heroism thread. Oh, Mel, you're here. Wait, you can answer this question.
Yeah, let me ask this question to you. Welcome, by the way.
know.
The question being posited right now is, out of all the characters you've played, what is a common theme you tend to take, either mechanically or roleplay wise, with your characters? So for us, like a common theme with me is like sarcasm and always having a little bit of wit and, you know, kind of being just upset at most things if it angers them and can't really handle it very well.
Mm.
So what's something that you would find a common thread in your characters?
I feel like there are two answers to this. There's one that reflects well on me as a player, and one that reflects poorly on me as a player. I think the one that reflects well on me is like I love to stick to a theme, like a narrative arc. It's not the same theme every time, but like oftentimes I will build my character's like central arc around like one concept and stay really consistent with it. Now the one that reflects negatively on me is also an example of this. And like themes around control are
Yeah.
like big. My warlock character, her like main conflict is that she's like she wants to be able to like let go of the control that she gets from having this like evil fiendish power inside, but it makes her feel powerful. We know Jude was like an insane control freak.
Yeah. Ooh.
Just a little bit.
Also, in a campaign that hasn't started yet, but a character that you pitched, Mal, your motivation is also control
Oh man.
for becoming a hunter for Ravenrot. But that
Wait,
is
is
like
it?
way back. Yeah, it is.
Wait, well, I don't remember what I said about.
It's
That's
okay.
why
I don't
I
want to
will-
spoil about your character in the open yet, but
But
it is
yeah,
also that, which is interesting to me that you point that out because I can like see it.
I think
like
another
it's
thing-
there with Aya too. Like it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So
The other thing that I see a lot of with your characters, Mel, because we're trying to also kind of see others' strings, you always create some badass Spitfire, in my opinion. Like, anytime one of your characters talks, it always reminds me of, like, my sister talking, as weird as it sounds. Because, like, I had this interaction this weekend, and, my sister is the type of person to tell God to fuck off because he said something stupid, basically. So it's the best example I could give for you, but like, that's why I was like texting Chris after Renat 1's death, and now we have Renat 2.
well, here's the thing. It's still a control thing because I love to have the last word, and I will say a lot of things to get there. So
Alright.
anyway, yeah.
But like, I'm so interested in how you're gonna play Renat 2. Because
No idea. What
Let's
you're
just be
talking
clear, chat. Not her name.
about. It's actually just Renata, but spelled with numbers. Get it
Well,
right.
her name is Renatua, actually.
Technically, her name is whatever you guys decide it is.
I feel
That's
like
so
no one
sad.
has the heart to call her Renata or
Yeah,
not
no, I think I know her name. Her name is.
he gets muted
No.
before he says it.
No.
compared to itself.
Firm
Ah,
boundary?
well, we
no.
Anyway,
We won't call you that.
I have another question. I have another question that
Wait,
might
did
bring up.
Ellie
It's some.
answer?
Huh? Oh,
Ellie.
Ellie, you're muted. You're
muted.
muted.
You're mute.
My bad.
Speak. Speak.
So, oh my god, I'm talking.
My bad.
Before I answer the prompt, I just like to fill Mel in. So I'm gonna win the gingerbread competition this year. I have my designs.
Okay, a whole gingerbread cathedral? Damn.
Exactly. I'm making a mock-up. I'm really dedicated. This is how I'm gonna spend my entire Thanksgiving break, and I know that like when I'm done, it's not gonna be worth it at all. But I'm locked in.
What is worth it? You know? What is, you know?
Exactly.
For you to
It would
decide.
make me happy to win, and
So it's worth it.
show everyone else that. Yeah. Anyways, to answer what was the prompt? Oh, characters that I play a lot. I don't think I've played enough characters to have. Can you hear me?
Is more just think like traits that they share, I guess, or just something that you
Yeah. So I don't think I've played enough characters like to have like a super concrete like formed answer, but I do think, especially in Kiyoshi and Rin especially, not great team players at all. Not at all, and that's something that I think I think that's something that, at least for Kiyoshi, she's able, hopefully, to outgrow down the line. She's definitely someone that needs to have trust in her team, and no offense, but things have gone like pretty poorly. I think the death of Renata will actually be very interesting for that character arc, because yeah, I mean she is somewhat stuck with y'all now. Anyways. But yeah, I think that's the big one that I can think of. Maybe not so much the case with that first character that I played in Rubia. But yeah.
All right. No, it's good. I want to bring up one more question that you guys should probably think about a little bit, especially for the more experienced players.
Didn't answer the question.
I did answer.
You did.
I have like a little bit of sass and like anger, and usually my characters can't handle, I guess, criticism.
Oh, Adrian, you already went. Okay, Jesus. Okay, go.
Successful rage baiting.
You're gonna rage bait him again, the poor guy.
My
Oh my God, you left the
question
call.
for everybody
Oh no.
is,
Wait, sorry, did you answer the question?
All right. Back on topic.
I'm sorry.
Adrian,
Okay.
Breathe.
How you feeling, Adrian?
shut up. All right, let me think. Let me think, please. All right. What if?
All right. Okay, let's lock in now.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm locked in.
I was locked in
Hold
until
on.
you
Hold on,
left.
we need to do a thing. We need to do a thing. 3, 2, 1, lock in. Okay. So, out of all the characters, again, once you played her, all the different situations you guys have had in different campaigns, is there a decision or a regret that you have that still sticks with you? Like, hey, I wonder what would have happened if I just didn't do this, or I wonder what would have happened if I did do this, or I noticed that.
I've got a great answer for this one.
Go for it.
I mean, I don't think Yoshi needed to say all that. I regret that both in character and out of character. Thank you.
Ah, wonderful. Vito, you have a lot. I know that. No, that's a good answer.
You have a lot?
Vito has a lot.
There's a lot of them. So probably the biggest regret I have is from last session, and it's just the fact that I wasn't looking out good enough, essentially. Like, I was taking too many actions to shoot. I was trying too much to be a damage-dealing, gunslinging hero, and that's not who Mako should be. You know, he needs to be an Overwatch. He needs to be someone that looks out for his team. However, I think because of his failure, it led to a moment where he can grow, and I wouldn't say I would change the decision, but I do regret not looking out better. But there's a whole bunch of those all packed into one. There's a whole bunch of regrets I have. The biggest one, and we brought it up, and we're gonna beat the dead horse again, because that dead horse needs to get another beating. That poor dead horse. The Echo fight.
Ah, yeah. We'll bring that one up later, because that's another one that we should talk about. But the Mako one, again, it was kind of not unavoidable, but
Well,
It was
it
set
was a
up.
finger on the scale. Let's be honest. Plus, I mean,
Yeah,
it would have
it-
sucked if it was avoided for Mel. You guys set that up all the way, and it's like,
Yeah, there's a story beat purpose, but also there were things that you could have done in game that could have been like a justification for you being, well, what if I didn't notice? Because I set up certain things as like little hints here and there on the field, especially.
yeah.
I unhid, like I had a character hidden on the map the whole time.
I timed it. You
So I
had
was just
them
waiting.
out for, I think, what was it, like a minute or like a minute and 30 before you actually took the shot, and I was like,
Yeah,
fuck, I could have noticed it in that time. I was like, god damn.
yeah, my bad, King. Anyway.
Can we
No,
talk
that's not
about the
your-
setup? I
that's
know this
my
isn't the
bad. Sorry.
Yeah, the setup.
No, I just wanted to say like the setup for her death was so well done.
Perfect.
Like I think the setup it was beautiful. Like the voicemail, I think especially because obviously you started off the episode with her like talking to her mom. That got me, fam. Like I cried myself to sleep that night. But that was rough. But I think the setup for that was really really good because
And
like if you hadn't had that at the beginning of the episode or the beginning of like the story, I guess, it really wouldn't have hit as hard. But that was
and then
impeccable.
the call and
That
then
was
the call
beautiful.
back as well. The voicemail left by her
Mhm.
mom.
That yep.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
appreciate you saying that because I was trying so hard. Like in that session and the session before, because to be fair, I knew it was happening probably 2 sessions before, or I think
Mhm.
1 or 2.
Yeah, but there was setup. There was setup.
And so I was trying my best to like drop little things that would like actually make it a compelling story. And I appreciate you saying that because I'm glad that it like landed.
Oh, it
Because
landed so hard. It was
I'm sorry that you cried yourself to sleep.
I'm not.
that was emotional.
Every time I think about it,
Because Vito did too.
I think I was kind of in planning mode or like logistic mode or something.
Mhm.
Thinking about it, I was like, oh, this would be such a cool thing. And then it happened. And ever since then, I keep thinking about it. And like I think about it at work like twice a day. And
Oh no.
I'm like, oh my god. Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Chris, what do we got in terms
I'm
of
like
regretting things?
trying to think of regrets, but even like the failure moments, I feel have all been like pretty funny. I guess the only thing I regret is when my character, or when I'm a little too slow for my character. So when I'm not paying attention and then I say something that like doesn't add up. But like, other than that, like, not really much. Because like, I feel like the decisions I make whether they fail or succeed, always lead to some sort of opportunity for someone to do something. And I feel like that's always like
That's good.
across my characters that I can recall right now. I don't really regret any choices made. Mainly just missed opportunities when it comes to just like, if I had been faster or if I had been a little more like in the moment, I could have done something smarter with this character who's supposed to be pretty smart, you know?
I got you.
I think I agree.
I think
with
it's
you.
hard to play a character. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, I just agree.
I was gonna, yeah, no, I think I was gonna say it's hard to play a character who's like supposed to be intelligent.
Right? Yeah. I've kind of dropped that off because Rin originally was supposed to be pretty, like
Bookish.
book smart, but it's hard to play a character that's smart when you're not that smart.
Well,
So
I wouldn't
It's
say
like-
not smart.
yeah,
But like, it's hard to play a lore master when you don't know the lore.
right.
Well, I cheat,
Right.
so every time I need lore, I just have Vito read it off, and then I said, and that's pretty much as I remember it.
Well, I mean, that's
You
why
do
I
do
thought
that.
guns were a good thing
Take his
for Manga
homework.
to be an expert on too. Like, I made the gun system with Adrian. Like, it makes sense that I would know almost everything about these guns. Big air quotes, because there are untested models and things Adrian definitely has cooking that he's going to fuck me with. I think I'd like to change what I'd say about
Adrian
my
nodding,
biggest
knowing
regret.
completely that he's just not.
No, he does. I know this bastard.
Look at his eye. Look at him.
Just yeah.
I knew it. No.
Yeah.
He's bluffing. He's bluffing.
Just like the
He's
orange
bluffing.
swirl.
Just like the orange swirl. He's a liar, a master of deceit.
Alright. But I want to say that my biggest regret is not actually Mako's fuck up, but the original way I was playing Mako. There was a point where I was getting to with him where there wasn't much direction. Just the way I was interacting with you guys at a certain point, he seemed very annoying, stupid, infantilized for a character that wasn't supposed to be brain dead. He was supposed to be like a little ditzy at points, but not like complete moron. And I think once I stopped playing him like he was a complete moron or a complete ditz, that's when I really started enjoying playing with him. Like this more serious moment, the way that he set up with you guys for this mission, he wasn't a dumbass. Like, sure, he was, but even this session, I was a little bit regretful about being so snarky all the time. Like, I think the jokey snark was good, but like, I don't want to have Mako be bitchy to people, and I think that's the thing that, like, was a big failing on my part. Like, he came across annoying rather than, like, energetic, and I needed to change that, and I regret that I didn't originally play him the right way.
I mean, I do think, especially for Kiyoshi, like this newer kind of version of Mako is a lot more easy to interact with. I was really struggling for a minute because her thing is like she's very. I think what you were saying about him being kind of ditzy and stupid, I think it was overpowering the expertise that he has with guns, and the expertise that he actually has. And now that you're playing him slightly differently, that's kind of come to light. And for me, that's kind of a huge relief because I was really struggling with Kiyoshi, with trying to figure out. I think Mako was the biggest barrier to them working as a team, just in that she saw him kind of as a liability. But I think after this last session, with just all of like the technical expertise and also more of the emotional maturity, I think as well. Like, obviously he's still kind of a bit of a ditzy character, but I think the fact that you've played him like when Renata dies, like with the cremation, and you've shown that like you do have like he has a more down to earth element. I think that's gonna really help with the way that she interacts with him. Because I guess the whole thing. What's up?
I think for me also, when it comes to, I think the setting helped Mako come into character more, because like when he's surrounded by literal children, it's hard for Mako to be immature. Like,
It's true. Yeah.
like, it's more, he has to strike that like medium of like more mature than the kids around him, but like still there, you know, just like not like almost like he's like humoring like that felt really like I do like Mako a lot and how he's been.
Thank you.
Like,
Yeah, I think he's a fun character.
I think he has growth to do, but I'm glad that we're
Yeah.
all receiving him well now.
he has actually become my favorite character since
Aw.
one recently got out of the running.
Damn.
Second favorite to favorite.
Yeah,
Damn.
he was second place until first place died.
First place
Rough.
is head splattered on the ground.
Oh man.
Mel, do you have any regrets as a player, character, like any choices or decisions that... How did you word this again, Adrian?
How
I
is
think
there
I
a moment
understand.
that? Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, was that rude? I don't know.
Adrian.
Gonna
For
stay up.
me, I think as a mostly my regrets are as a player because I feel like I'm pretty good at finding like in-game justification for the characters to do what they're doing. At least even if it's not before the fact, even if it's after. For me, I think a sort of above board regret that I have is some of the decisions, and this is all like, you know, hindsight bias, but some of the decisions that I made with like the Jude Tenny arc in Sparrows, because of how the party composition ended up changing with Alex leaving the group, there was like a feeling of for me, I think there was like a feeling of like unresolved conflict because that didn't happen. That wasn't too far behind after Alex left the group, and I think if I had known that that was gonna happen, like I said, completely hindsight bias, I would have probably driven it closer to a resolution, or like at least not taken things so far in terms of the angst of it. You know what I mean? The example that comes to mind was the section where like Tenny kind of like takes over. And for me as a player, that was really fun. But for the in-game like ramifications of what that did to the party dynamic, if I had known that the company was gonna change so soon, I would have probably made a different choice. But that's also kind of a speculative thing that like there's no way that it would change. I don't think feel I don't feel too many regrets for Renata, even though, I only played her for a couple sessions, but
R.I.P.
I feel like I achieved what I was trying to achieve with her, which was to like characterize her as like hopeful go-getter.
Yeah. Really got a nice look into her mind.
Hopeful go-getter who can't go get any. And I think that aspect, carrying that aspect through into this new character, is going to be something that I'm excited about.
I'm still so
Actually-
interested to see how you're gonna roleplay her.
Also true.
I've played a robot once before, but it was kind of under different circumstances. That one was more of like a robot with a soul versus robot with a brain.
Right. See, my thing is, because there's multiple ways you could play this, but the two ways I'm imagining is this like this sort of reserved sound that you had in her voice was interesting to me because I'm like, is she gonna play a character that just responds and reacts calmly, or is she gonna play a snarky badass again? And I'm so interested to see which one it is because I know both are gonna be cool as fuck the way you play them.
This almost feels like you picked to play a Kenku of some sort.
Say again?
This almost feels like you kind of picked to play a Kenku.
I
It's
think
like
I'm
a
missing
little
the
bird.
I'm missing the reference.
It's a little bird that can only repeat what other people say, and that's how it learns how to talk. And I feel like that's such an interesting, because I feel like as a player that's really hard to do, because when you have to remember everyone says. But also, I think it's like interesting. Like I don't know, when Vito said reacts and responds, that's kind of what my mind went to. Like
Yeah.
That's so.
Well, I feel like it was something that was kind of hinted at already.
Right.
OU giving like a mission statement versus like just talking to her.
Yeah.
That's always something that's really fascinated me with the idea of playing a robot, of like you are programmed by another person to do something. And so therefore there is like an element of control that's like out of your hand. And like yada yada autonomy and personhood, yada yada, defining characteristics of humanity. I don't know. Whatever. Like stuff like that. Anyway, sorry, not to steal the mic.
No, this is great. It's really interesting to like delve into what your goals are as a player and to delve into what our goals are as players as well, generally speaking. Because if you get into the specifics, then we might learn too much or something. But, like, again, I like those little hints of, like, you want control, you want personhood, you want to explore these different aspects, and there's so many amazing ways that you could play it. I'm in awe of this character. Like, this is such a pivotal character for all of us. So much growth potential for everyone. Adrian, do you have any regrets? Because I know you asked the question, so that might mean that there's something on your mind. Do you have regrets?
Check.
Probably.
There we go. Mic is now working. So, there is one character regret that I have, and then there's a general regret that I have that you and me share, Vito. For me, I think yeah,
Power through, keep going.
powering through. It just makes me sad now, it doesn't make me laugh. So, I think honestly, realistically, I really don't have regrets. It's the same thing as what others have said, where it's I can justify things. I can justify certain ways to play certain characters. I regret not being open to playing a character and being able to commit myself to somebody else's story. I've been a DM. It's always been my idea of I write the story, people play it, and then people will help me create. But at the end of the day, I was always like, it's mine. Because I'm the one putting in the most work, behind the scenes, not when we're on screen. I was always scared of being like, well, what if somebody just fucks up what I had going? But again, that's a form of like trust over several sessions and knowing somebody for so long. But me and Vito have a shared regret, which is honestly why it's really shaped how I DM and play at the same time. The Rafi versus Echo fight in Fleeing Sparrows. Way back then, me and Vito had something planned, months before we even got to the Spirit Realm where it actually took place. We had this entire arc going on, like the dynamic of brothers, one going this path, one going the other path, family, all this stuff. We had it planned. We had a lot of different things that we wanted to do. And then it happened. It was a perfect storm of just everything going wrong at the same time. Where it was timed, some things were timed too quickly, some things were too late. We didn't pick up on certain cues from each other. And both of us were trying to make a story work where neither of us were steering, and it kind of got ahead of us. That soul fight has been my one regret this entire time on both of our ends, but it's the reason why I don't plan as much anymore. I'll let you guys tell me things, and we'll take, like, the most planning I've done was with Mel and Renata, but I always open it up to be like, hey, shit's gonna change. It's not gonna go the way you think right in the moment.
Right.
Because I'm always afraid that moment is going to get ruined for somebody if I start writing too much and I start telling them too much. It's going to ruin it for everyone. That's me.
I agree. I think I went in opposite direction, actually. Because we wrote so much for the Echo fight, but I got married to too many ideas for it outside of it and didn't actually take myself through any process to rewrite or revise. So I ended up just keep jamming things in, which was my issue. I didn't have the concrete vision. I think my other issue as a DM is I get too excited and sometimes jump the gun on things. There are certain things that I want to see happen and play out, but I gotta now remind myself, which is why I'm glad I did it in the back half of Sparrows as well. Wait. Be patient. Shut the fuck up. One thing I was planning for a really long time was the entrance into the final battle. that was a big thing for me. I wanted to make sure it went off without a hitch. I wrote it, I rewrote it, and I overwrote that at a certain point. But it felt good. And I think that's why I started writing more out of game, because I need to have a vision as opposed to writing too much and jamming too much in. I want to have a clear vision of what I'm doing and where I'm going. So I like having a map as opposed to following the path. And I think that worked very well with Jude. I think my biggest regret, Adrian, is not telling you. No, never mind, it's not. I'm very happy I didn't tell you.
Fucking bullshit. That whole last session was just a bunch of
What if we just play the game without him for an hour?
just like
I think the funniest. I mean, the fight that went better than expected, but also kind of worse, was Bloody Lion. Because there were some stuff. No one could have anticipated any of the antics that happened in that fight. Which is I never drew my Kanabo properly for like that whole fight. Like I tried to, but I couldn't. Like I remember like there were so many funny like attacks that we planned, and we're like, yeah, they're definitely gonna like use their kits to like try to do this and that, and then fucking Adrian roots himself to my arm like a dingusberry, and I get to just beat him up with like the whole fight. There was so much cinema planned. It was between throwing your in. It was so interesting to try that out. I was also freaking terrified because I'm like intruding into this like years long campaign as an antagonist just to beat you guys up and leave.
Pretty much.
How
That
did
was
that
str-
feel?
that was a stressful fight. I'm not good at PvP. I'm really not.
Me neither.
So, like having that, just like, oh shit, like this guy, because I've been listening, I was knowing like, oh, they were running a campaign in Rubia, but they're from the other side. So interesting. I would love to fight them, and then Vita was like making it like there's little hints here, and I was like, oh shit, I should probably start prepping, and then I didn't.
Well, the thing about that fight is that I wasn't actually supposed to do it alone.
That was technically
Really?
a
There was
duo boss.
supposed to
We
be-
just powered him up because he was solo.
There was supposed to be another character who was pretty much fucking Batman. And I feel like that would have been the way better character for Jude to fight.
Yeah, I agree.
I apologize for that. Oh, but I also like I feel like I could have included you more, but I had a fucking man wart stuck to my arm
Man.
that I had. Well, and I was just thinking tactically, right? Like I'm gonna move away to separate them and have them try to like keep their people apart so that I can beat them up.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It felt a little scummy. I don't know. How did you guys feel fighting that as a boss fight? Was I?
Am I correct to remember that was happening in the middle of a burning village?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I burnt the village
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, so that was.
Because
I also don't consider myself to be very good at PvP because I'm really good mechanically. Luckily, that was at the point where I was finally kind of understanding Jude's kit, but like
Mel, I was given your character sheet.
I know, and that was the other thing.
And I gave up.
I can't remember.
Look
I can't
at it.
remember if I knew that you had seen the character sheet before the fight.
It doesn't really matter. Like I didn't understand what I was looking at. Like Vito
right.
showed me just to
Eldritch
like be like,
horror.
okay, so you can plan maybe how they're gonna do this. I looked at Adrian's and I'm like, yeah, I get that one. I looked at yours and I was like,
I just
Look.
heard me bomb.
This is that is what the sheet of a player who does not think tactically looks like, because it's just a mess and there's a bunch of different options that you could choose at any given point and it's not clear. But to me, it makes sense because it means I can just choose whatever the hell I want to do at any given point.
Yeah.
The thing about Bloody Lion is that he's a perfect Jude counter, and that's not something that was done on purpose.
No.
Bloody Lion was a character that existed before, like,
Before he was a
he
boss.
like
Bloody Lion.
he
was
existed
never
from like
Bloody Lion until-
another Rubian campaign, like another Kurai campaign that was before the one me and Ellie did. He was Go Kinjo the Berserker, and his Berserk ability makes it so that he can't be stunned at all. It just makes him angrier.
Luckily,
So,
I didn't remember that I had strike anyway, so it didn't matter.
you used it. You did use
Yeah,
it.
you did use
There was
it,
a
and
small
you just saw him
cutscene.
unfreeze.
I don't remember what I
But
had yesterday. I don't remember.
oh yeah, there.
That was so goated.
I had the ace up my sleeve.
That
I had a
ace
choke
up your
card.
sleeve was the most unexpected thing, to the point where I didn't even
Alright.
expect it. Like normally,
See, I
pride
didn't
myself
actually
on
want to kill you
that.
guys at all.
He like kept
okay.
texting me. He's like,
I
"Should I
mean-
keep doing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, keep going." He's like, "You sure?" I'm like,
I
"Yeah,
mean-
keep going."
It's like, because I always had in the back of my head, like, for all my kit's worth, and I'm very good with it, I don't play it the best that I could. So I knew in the back of my head, like, this is a very real possibility I'm gonna fucking lose. So I'm just gonna keep this under wraps, literally, that I have the power of God to flay somebody alive, right? Just sitting on my backpack. So as soon as I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna die here, so let's just see what happens. And
We had some good roleplay too
Oh, yeah.
at the start of the thing. When you had your dumb little spirit domain and it didn't work because I was burning all your
something's
dumb
supposed to
shitty
happen.
Smoke inhalation.
Yeah, it
will do
was
that to you,
something
buddy.
supposed to happen.
Wild.
Well, because to him it just looks like you stuck two sticks in the ground, yelled at him, and did nothing.
Pretty much that's what it was.
Yeah,
So
pretty
I don't
much.
blame him. I don't
Like,
blame you.
you really got this conquest copy being like, what's going on right now? I thought that we were gonna fight.
Unfortunately, I am gonna have to go here. Alright, but you guys can continue. Thank you so much for the talk.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Night.
Good night, you guys. See you guys soon.
Good night.
Bye bye. Orange cream swag!
He loves his orange cream.
Alright,
Also,
dude.
guys, I found this earlier today, and I literally glanced over at my laptop. I was just scrolling through Cybermosa ideas, and take a look at Cybermosa Rafi.
Oh, that's sick.
That is definitely him.
Oh, that's
Like, I
fire.
guarantee- Mel,
Whoa.
right?
You can't tell me that's not a butch lesbian.
That's a guy,
Hey.
You see it, right? You see
I
it. You
do.
see it.
I do see it.
right?
Um,
You son
I
of a
met
bitch,
my
that was-
friends. I met my friend's butch lesbian neighbor today,
Oh,
Did she look like this?
and I was like, "Hey." Something in the pipeline that I have no idea what it is, but I know that Adrian asked for information about it was Cybermosa Jude. Because she's somewhere.
she is somewhere. Fuck.
She's
Fuck, no.
alive and immortal.
What
Oh,
if she's
fuck.
just like
That
stopped
is
thinking after
fine.
all this time, just like a rock?
I'll be right back.
No. Something about Jude. She will not stop thinking it for any given one single moment.
True.
See, what's the top of this?
Did she have like tattoos before or something?
I don't think she has tattoos now.
I don't know. I don't remember. No, it wasn't the condition that it like always returns her to how she was after she got immortal.
Oh yes, yeah. Like if she gets injured or anything, it will return. The only thing that changes is about her appearance is like her fingernails grow and her hair grows, but nothing else changes.
Yeah, That sucks, dude.
Yeah, I think like all the scars that were there remain there, but no new ones can be formed.
Yeah.
Sure.
How can Dead
Yikers. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that was honestly for me. I was really hyped to do Bloody Lion because like I've been watching you guys play like Sparrows for a bit, and I was like, what if we include? Because Vito was telling me about his Horseman guys, and I was like, dude, that really sounds like that one character from that abandoned campaign. Do you want to do that? And he was like, yes, yes.
Do it. Yeah, hell yeah.
And I love that because it was such a good way to finish that guy's arc. He was like a complete nationalist who was like completely like brainwashed by all the propaganda. He was basically like their Captain America, if you think about it.
Oh,
Which is
true.
horrible. Because they did like the soldier serum, they messed up his brain. And he was actually becoming more sympathetic towards Rubians when we ended this session. So I have no idea what happened to make him more evil.
Mm. Yeah,
But he
I
like
mean,
saved like a Rubian like mom because she was married to a Karai guy. It was interesting. Like he was definitely like he was a bad person, but he was like he thought he was a good person, kind of bad person. He thought he was a
he's the
hero.
worst kind of person.
He like definitely thought he was. He thought because I was kind of like for his character, since we were all like villains completely. My inspiration of him is like that mentality people get of like thinking that they're so much better than this other people that they're actually helping by like destroying the culture type evil colonizer.
like a white knight sort of like.
Yeah, he's freeing the Rubians from themselves is what he saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the level of messed up he was. And then like and the thing is he never actually tied it to the Rubians themselves. He always tied it to like their culture. So if like they were like married into, he was like, no, they're cool, they're people. Like he was like completely like indoctrinated.
Like just like only seeing Rubians as archetypes and not as people.
Yeah, or he would give them the chance. Like it's like it's if you weren't Karai, you weren't a person. So even it even gets to like anywhere else. So that was the duality of playing a character like that. A character that like when he goes home, he's that like really nice person, neighbor that helps you with your like couch or whatever, moves your shit, helps an old lady cross the road. But then when he's out, he's just doing these horrible things, and that's completely the separation's there. And like the thing is though, like his arc was supposed to be him slowly losing that barrier.
Yeah.
Like his as much as a person like that can pretend to be a good person, he would have like these tics when he was off the field too long, like more anger outbursts, more like impatience, because like the truth is that that guy needs what he does, and that's like what's messed up about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was such an interesting character to write for, I think, a campaign that didn't need that much writing, but I was interested in playing like a messed up character like that.
I do wish I wish I gave it a more serious tone for you guys and actually committed to it, because
It's hard to do that in person.
it is.
Ruben's character in that was really good too. He was just a soldier with a son at home
Yeah.
who needed to do horrible things to get back home. And I think what's his fate? Addison's character
He had
was
the most
supposed to be the
sympathy,
sympathizer of the group
but like,
because he was like because he like knew their language, he could actually speak to them, actually was interested in the culture. And I think like the conflict that could have arisen from that is that Go Kinjo would just kill somebody he thinks is a turncoat.
Yeah.
So like
which
that was such an interesting dynamic to play. Like, hey buddy, are you looking at what is that? What is that you're looking at? like completely different tone shift.
Yeah,
You know what I
like,
mean?
Hi, what are you doing?
You know what I mean? Like
I got you.
It's like being friends with a very strict RA and he sees a drink on your table.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty
hey,
much.
buddy, how's your day?
Yeah. I think the other one that I liked was the potential for like the final session, you guys being able to turn on each other in that last session and actually do PvP. Like, that was gonna be the ending if there was conflict between you guys. Otherwise, I was gonna have your friendly NPCs hunt you down. Like, you were gonna have
Who
to
fell
deal with-
down that cliff like twice? I don't remember. That was Addison, right?
That was Addison, yes. He got thrown down the cliff, he climbed up, and then he got shot off the cliff. Twice.
I think what was scary about Seno, I mean not Seno, whatever his character's name was at the
Ike.
time, Ike, was just how efficient he was.
Yeah.
Like, what was scary about Addison's character is that he could fully empathize with the Rubians, fully understood they were people, and yet his method of killing them was fire.
That's gotta be the most painful way to go, too. Which is
Yeah,
just-
it is. So he was probably one of the most messed up characters if you think about him conceptually, because at least Go has that mental barrier that like they're not people, so this is okay. This guy's like, oh, these are people.
Let's kill him.
Guess I'll kill him.
Yeah, no, that's...
Like that was kind of a weird duality that he had.
And I think it shows the Empress's perversion of the original Karai war effort in Rubia. Because originally, as I've explained it to Mel, when Pride himself was running the war effort in Rubia, he didn't burn villages, he didn't kill innocents. He would tell the warriors, alright, meet me outside the village. How many people you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Cool. 5 of my guys, 5 of your guys. Let's do this. Fucking throw down. Whoever dies wins this fight. And then he'd walk away from that village, either leaving it not decimated, but either leaving their fighting force decimated or, you know, losing. That's how he
Vito
would do
dude?
it. He would do it as war games because he wanted to, because it was fun for him to fight. And the Empress went
Dude.
in there and she's like, nah, our people are dying, let's do this efficiently. And they started torching villages and just absolutely laying waste to the place. And that was why it was so evil. The Empress was the main one that was doing that stuff. She was the one making the orders.
She killed Captain Claw, so we knew she was evil.
Well, yeah. Her whole thing is like, if you're not gonna benefit my war effort, you're gone. Hokori Pride was very much, well, you won the fight. Guess you'll fight
How many
now.
campaigns?
Still evil as fuck. Like, don't get me wrong, he's still a bad guy. But it wasn't like genocide type bad. It was like, I am an immortal and have no value for a human life bad.
Vito, how many campaigns has Wong been in?
Mel? Wong. Old man Wong?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, there's 1 with sparrows, 2 with Tautay, 3 with lions. I believe you met him in the original.
We met him in the original, correct?
Yeah. He has
It
a
was,
descendant in Phoenixes,
Fire
which
Gate
doesn't technically count. Did you meet him in the pirate campaign? No, right?
No.
No.
3?
We only played like one session of that.
Yeah.
Were you saying 3?
4.
You know who holds second place for being, like in different campaigns?
Who?
Go Kinjo.
Oh my fucking god.
The Captain's Claw one shot.
Yeah.
Right. Small mini campaign. And Sparrows.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's right.
I
Well, you know who's
know.
been in the most campaigns?
Who?
Tony Kanasi.
Oh.
He's been in Sparrows. He's been in Midnight Kings. He's been in. What's it called? Or wait, no, he wasn't in the. Yeah, he was.
Cybermosa.
I don't
Cybermosa.
think he was.
Wasn't he? No, you're.
There was a different sub shop guy. I don't think it was him though.
Thought it was him.
Ellie
But
and
no,
Mel, how do you feel
you're
about
probably-
superheroes?
He's been.
I mean,
in-
if you thought it was him, then it was him because you were the one that.
Oh, then yeah, it was him. Tony.
That's actually your choice.
So he's been in that one. He's been in Estrella, and then I think he was in one more. I can't remember. Fuck.
Something that comes to mind about what you said, Chris, about like your character being written too much for a setting or for like a campaign group that didn't require that much writing, reminds me a little bit of this character that I played when I first joined Vito's group at school, Killafay, because I was like locked in. I had such a I felt so attached. I had this character called Callias Goodwin, and they were like a Feywild traveler, scholar, warlock, whatever. I don't remember that much, but I remember that I felt very attached to her art. And I was like, it's awesome. But then obviously it's harder. I don't know. I'm honestly kind of relieved that we play online because I think it makes the vulnerability of like intense roleplay easier and feel more accessible to people, because playing To Kill a Fae, in my mind, I had experience of playing like intense emotional vulnerability in person, but it didn't seem like anyone else at the table was interested in doing that.
I
except for
was.
maybe
but, like,
maybe Charlie, but I don't
Charlie
like
was rushed.
our characters were not very well met. So like I remember being like, I've thought so deeply and so much about this character, but it's not gonna go anywhere because we're not at a table where everyone is like same.
That's exactly how I felt, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, please, someone, please say yes, and someone, please, just keep
Well, that's
going with
the-
me.
That's the curse of playing in a college campaign, in my opinion. Because as much as I wanted To Kill a Fae to be like emotional and serious at certain points, it just wouldn't land, because right after it there would be a follow-up joke about like, you know, oh, yeah, I'm just gonna punch this guy in the dick, and you know who exactly I'm.
I just think that
impressioning.
people in
Funny guy,
general
but, like-
are unwilling to be vulnerable when they're sitting across the table from someone. But
Yeah.
when you're sitting across the screen from someone, you don't have to like. There's a level of separation, right? Like you're still feeling emotion,
I agree.
but it's not as like freaky,
Right.
scary
It's not.
as like tearing up in front of your friends or something, or like, you know.
There's
Also,
always the
like,
barrier of shutting off the
I've said this to you before, but also like, and I'm not an addiction. Like, let's be clear. Like, I also would probably be kind of freaked out. I think at this point, I trust you guys enough, and I know you guys enough that it wouldn't be as much of a barrier. But we were talking about this at one point, but like, Lefty Jude arc, I don't think that would have happened really
Yeah,
as much
not at
if
all.
we were playing in person, because that was like
Especially
that
with
was intense.
what happened leading up to that.
The like flirting and the
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like that would not have happened if we were in person, because
There were
It's-
barriers I wouldn't have crossed then, because I was like,
the
that would've made
boundaries
it
are
awkward.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
So,
makes you see the merit, I think, of playing online, because I
it's a
think you
great
can like
medium.
Easier to schedule, that's for sure.
Yeah.
easier to schedule and more
Also-
accessible in general, and
Easier to
Oh,
keep
wait.
track of and record too.
yeah, and like for
Yep.
me, D&D, it's why I don't really like one shots so much, because for me, the enjoyment comes from that vulnerability and like the intensity and the like. I always say angst, but it's not even necessarily just angst. Like it's like the feeling of like, ooh, I want to like bite into this. Like this is like really juicy.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why the first game that we did, like, I am actually really glad it was a one shot because I think it would have been really hard. I didn't know you guys super well at that time. And I
Yeah.
think if I dived into like what we're doing right now, I don't know if I would have stuck with it just because like I think there's a time and a place and I don't think I would like to do like if we only did one shots like we did where we're kind of just fucking around, I don't think it would have the same appeal like Mel's saying. Like I really like the meat of like this campaign and I like that like well, I didn't like crying when Renata died. That was really sad. But like I like that it has like that much of like an emotional impact, but I think if it would have been it just would have been so inaccessible and so weird like right off the bat. So I think that like for a new player, it's a fun way having like one session to just dive right in. But I know a couple of people who I was like talking to someone and they were telling me about their D&D campaign and they were like, "Yeah, we're going to go infiltrate the KKK." And I was like,
It's like
"Okay. That's interesting. That's
interesting
um
kind of game you're
Weird.
playing.
Are
it's
they
an
playing Call
interesting
of
it's
Cthulhu, maybe?
I don't know. I don't know what the goal is. What?
If it's Call of Cthulhu, I could see it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Call of
That's-
Cthulhu is
it's
like an eldritch horror campaign, but like
No, it's this is like a joke campaign. They like made it
icky.
they made it they made it
Because, like, at least with
yeah.
Call of Cthulhu, like, I wouldn't put the KKK in the game, just as a warning to all my players. But, like, if you're playing one of
Oh,
those
guys, I
games,
gotta go. Well,
Chris, you can
seriously,
put your
go
bedsheet
ahead.
on and get out of here. Alright, but in all seriousness, genuinely speaking, I wouldn't put that in the game. However, through a certain lens, and there are certain games I've played in the past, like video games, where they have historical reference to things. And Call of Cthulhu, it would make sense that it would be around that time
I don't
period.
know.
But if you just plop it down out of nowhere, it just sucks.
Also, it
Yeah.
depends on how you handle it narratively, right? Like, are you guys killing the KKK? Because in that case, I think that's
Okay, so in this case I think yes, but I still think that
It's just
I think this is
it
my
feels
point was my
I don't
point
know
was
if
less about
Double
the
needs an advocate on
KKK.
this one.
My point was less about the KKK, and more of just like kind of the randomness. Like that's just the vibe. Like in their last, I think in their last campaign, they like went to Mars and like shot up some aliens or something.
Okay.
And it's like, so it's less of like a storyline based campaign, and it's a lot of it's just kind of for the bit. Like all the characters have like strange names and like
Right.
it's for the bit. And I think again, like that could be fun for me as like a one shot, but I don't think I'd want to keep coming back to that over and over again. Like,
Right. I think I like the idea of not joke characters, not joke campaigns, but in-campaign jokes, which it sounds weird, but like action comedy type things. You know, like the best lines.
I think we've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to bring up an old point, but like I gotta say, some of the best lines last session were us calling Harutaka old as fuck. Like, those
Oh,
are
yeah.
my kinds of jokes. When you do it in game, it's like, who's the 50-year-old? I'm 30. He's lying. It's
Yeah, I
like-
think that's funny. I think Mako's really funny. And it's like in character funny, which is why it's funny. Like he's just so completely oblivious
Oh yeah,
of everything that's going on around him.
it's true. But that's also why one of my new, I really like this campaign because I get to put on a goofy soundtrack and we get to have goofy action happen, is Yamanaka Roosters. And there will be serious story. Like, don't get me wrong, Chris. Like, it's not always gonna be murder hobo joke campaign, which I feel bad telling you guys stop being murder hobos, but like, there will be real story here. I just like the idea that we can have an unserious set of characters in a serious world that they will eventually turn around and be like, okay, this sucks. Let's take a moment and breathe, but then let's get back to the jokes another 10 minutes later. It's the tone.
I think the difficulty there is that anything Marty cares about isn't on this continent, and everything that Renow cares about has been destroyed.
Yeah. Well, the whole
So
thing
what
with...
these two characters are, and what they have in common is that they're two very angry people that have to deal with kind of a very shitty society. So like, it's hard to be like, oh yeah, let's be moral characters because they're just not
No,
at all. Like
no. Well, Renau kind
that
of
guy
is, but
didn't
like,
want to give them information, and they were on the same timing of like, yeah, just beat him up.
I agree. The thing with Renau is he is a little bit more tied to this country. He's less about anger and revenge and more he wants everything to return to normal, as told to me. Like, the reason he's killing the Yamanaka 6 is not because, like, you know, oh, they're bad, like, you know, I hate them, they're bad. It's they're bad for this country, they're bad for the environment. You know, they're overfishing, they're overdoing this, they're overdoing that. And like, even though he works outside of the bounds of the law,
When it comes to roosters, I need a stronger tie to what I do because I'm just kind of blind. Like I'm
yeah,
playing more blind to it than I am, but
right.
I can't really think of a motivation to stick around for his character, like his character to stick around.
I agree with that, and we could work that out in
He's
post.
losing.
later
He's
on.
lost all his money hanging out with Renau. He got beaten nearly to death. I mean, he has to escape these pirates, which is currently on his mind. But it's
Yeah.
hard for me to think of like. Again, he's a bounty hunter with no bounties to hunt.
Right.
Because he's
We'll get you
turned
something.
in. It's a weird spot, and he needs some sort of tie, is what I'm saying.
I agree. I think
Fakenness.
opposite to that, I think what he could be working towards, as weird as it sounds, to like, we'll defer from this in a second so we can get back to something we could all talk. But what he could do is it could be his goal to leave the island. Because the problem is, it's not that you can't leave the island because you don't have money. It's not that you came here. You washed up here, essentially. You're making
Okay,
do
yeah,
with what you have. Not being
Like that.
able to leave because of the Leviathan's blockade.
Okay, I like that. I like that. That gives me
Yeah,
a more common
and then
goal. Okay,
as you grow to like Renau, because I'm gonna give you time before you're gonna beat the Leviathan.
Wait,
Maybe you
so
have
let's
more
do
of a
that.
tie to him when you can leave. And it's like, why am I staying?
Also, if it's possible for me to discover some sort of monetary lead that comes with beating these guys.
Yeah. No, there's going
That
to
would
be.
be-
Don't worry. Next session, again, last session was test. Session before was test. This is where we're hitting the ground running.
I like the fights in that. It makes me more creative.
Yes.
Wait. So Mel and Ellie,
Mm.
I was just meaning to ask, how do you guys feel about superheroes in general? Everything.
Like as a concept?
Yeah, as a concept.
I think
Powers.
like I have a hard time with. I think the thing that's compelling to me about superheroes is the like good and evilness of it all. The like we are the force of good and they are the force of evil, and we will. It like calls into question everything you kind of feel like you know about morality. It's like, okay, so we have these two sides who are both radically powerful. We've decided that one is good and one is bad, and they're using the same weapon against each other to try and eliminate each other. And you like I that's like I think something juicy I think I find about superheroes is like, okay, we're on the same playing field. Like it's not like these evil like, you know what I mean?
Okay, let me change this. How do you guys feel about mysteries?
I love mysteries.
Okay.
Um,
I now know what to. Okay, wait. What's up now?
I'm good on mysteries. I have a hard time with them historically, but I would be willing to try.
What would make it less difficult for you?
I'd have to think about it a little bit.
Okay, cool. I was thinking, because I'm not gonna have Ravenrot out for a while. But I need to flex my DM muscles in some way. So I was thinking of doing a short-term thing with the lot of you, Adrian, Mel, Ali, Vito. Where basically you are all given blank character sheets.
Hmm.
I have written your characters for you. Now, here's the thing.
Ooh.
You don't remember who you are.
Ooh.
And you have to
Ooh,
figure-
Severance Core.
It's
Maybe
giving
Severance
Disco
Core.
Elysium.
I don't know what
I
that
was
is.
inspired by Disco Elysium. But yeah, you could say Severance Core too. But you all know that you're guilty of something, and you have to figure out what that is to get out of where you are. Each
Ooh,
of
I
you.
like that. I like that a lot.
It sounds very
So-
interesting.
The thing is, though, actually, I'll let that be discovered later, I guess, if one of
Yeah.
you happens to go that route.
Yeah.
But I think that's fun because basically I can give you guys these character sheets that you can't edit, and I will be slowly unveiling them to you as things go on. And I think that could be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Positive.
Because no matter how you play that character, you are discovering who you are, and I feel like that's something some people with amnesia might have to go through. It's being a different person than the person you remember being, and like having to come to terms with that person that you were. I think that's like such an interesting, like, you might play this character as the nicest person ever, you might play this character as the meanest person ever, but they could have been a completely different, like, you know what I mean?
that.
Like I'm
What
saying, Severance Core, that's so good.
Sornathri
what
is
you
right
will
here.
have from the get-go are your attributes. So you're gonna have like your stats and your proficiencies to an extent,
Okay.
but you're not gonna have your names. You're not gonna have like any parts of your backstory, and you're gonna have like random. You're gonna have to figure out what you were, what you did. I think it's interesting, right?
I like it.
How do you feel?
I think it'll be good.
I like that a lot.
Nice.
So I think we'll close the tavern talk portion of this and just keep talking if we want to. But I think
Yeah,
we
I
did
didn't
go
notice.
way off with it.
Oops.
Let's see. Let's think of a quick closing question. Huh. Okay. Out of everything you have done as a player of all time, what is your one core reason you keep coming back to D&D as a player, as a DM, for a certain character? What is your reason? And I'll probably answer last because I'm the one asking the question, unless we want me to get the ball rolling.
I come back for it because I honestly just really like spending time with all of you guys, and I think you're all really creative. And I'd like to know what stories we can come up with together.
I like that.
My reason is much more selfish. Because it's my way of seeing a muscle that like a story, a writing or a storytelling muscle in a more accessible and like in a way that makes more sense to my brain. Like it doesn't really in a lot of sit down, but if I can tell a story like with words and with games and with dice, it's flexing that muscle in the same exact way, but in a way that feels much more accommodating to the way that my focus and my brain work.
Yeah.
Ellie?
I mean, I do really like the storytelling aspect of it also. I think I don't have like the time or the like patience necessarily to write a project. And what I really like about D&D is that like it takes away, I don't have to do, like as a player, I don't have to do any of the story building. I don't have to worry about the other characters. All I gotta worry about is making sure that my character like stays true to what I want it to be and like it's interacting well with the story that's already set out in the characters. So it's like kind of the best parts about writing for me. And then also like, I don't know, I feel like I don't really get to see y'all a lot. Obviously, I have different stuff going on. So it's nice to see my friends like once a week.
Alright. I'm gonna start with player because I'm the newest to it, and the reason I come back as a player is I really like being around y'all. I really like seeing where the story goes, and I like feeling like I can help people. It's a big reason I do a lot of these things, and it's a big reason why most of my most recent characters haven't maybe been played as supports, but their intention is always some form of support, some form of filling a void or assisting other people in a way. And not to reveal too much, but there's a lot of planning with Mako where he will be not only helping in a combat way, but he's going to be doing things behind the scenes that kind of help out with other things. The reason I come back as a DM is a very similar reason. I like helping. I like giving the medium to do this. I enjoy creating a world and letting you guys plop down and just interact with whatever's going on with it. I like seeing where you guys go. And selfishly, I like making a story and watching you guys just absolutely blow through it and blow me away with whatever you do. But honestly, the reason I keep coming back is because, very simple, boiled down to a phrase, I like feeling helpful. Alright, everybody, that has been Tavern Talk number 14, Blank Sheets. What is your reason for playing? Leave it down in the comments, my imaginary friends that do not exist at all. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hold on, it's not
I-
turning off. It's not turning